Welcome to the podcast, a show that takes you on a journey through the fascinating world of law enforcement and legal rights. I'm your host Sunil, and today we have my friend who is eager to demystify the common misconception about police and provide insights about the legal sides of the thing. Meet Paarth Patil, a passionate law student, and today he is on a motive to fill the gap between what you think you know and what we need to know. So today we will cover various topics about FIRs, search warrants, and many more. So without wasting time, let's get started. And you are listening Legality Unscripted. So, Parth, in today's world, in India, we can see that Indian peoples are hating police a lot because they think that police are using their powers and they're using their authority in the wrong way. So, what do you think? What people should keep in mind when dealing with police?
Certain things they should keep in mind that there are moral certain rights which we should follow. We should speak politely. In like a lot of cases I've seen while passing by nearby. Uh, the moment police stops, we start becoming a lawyer, even when we are not. So that is a very wrong thing to do. They are doing their job, and you should comply with them. So I'll just say follow your morals, follow the values, and speak politely to them. They just want to check, and then they'll leave you.
So, what about in context of traffic police? What should we keep in mind in dealing with traffic police?
So if you speak about rights that we have to follow or we have to know basically while dealing with traffic police, a few general rights. See, first of all, we need to know that traffic police, it's his duty to stop us, to ask for our documents. It's his duty, and similarly, it is our duty also to stop and show him the documents. If we run, we will be penalized. If we do not comply with order, if we do not answer their questions, once again we will be subjected to the breach of the law and will again be penalized. So there are laws which do not allow us to, escape the police. You need to stop whenever the police. So it's his duty. And some basic things to remember is I'll say a policeman, traffic police cannot take away the keys of your vehicle. The keys of your vehicle. He cannot do that. Secondly, he cannot tow a vehicle when you are sitting in the vehicle. Thirdly, I would say uh, if there is any traffic police or there is an RTO official, you are supposed to give him answers or documents. But in case of general police, police wearing khaki, there's a limitation. No one below the rank of ASI, that is a one-star police, that is a assistant sub-inspector of police. No one below that can ask you for documents or maybe penalize you for documents. Only above ASI can penalize you or uh, issue a challan to you. Then, nextly, traffic police cannot confiscate your driving license. And if suppose, first of all, they cannot confiscate your documents, but if suppose they do, you have the right to ask for an acknowledgement receipt from them. Moreover, a police also cannot impose challan without having e-challan or e-challan machine or the challan book. Without that, they cannot impose any challan on you. And if you're detained, you need to be presented in front of a court or a magistrate within the next 24 hours.
Okay. So that's a good answer. So, is there any rules for females? Like I've heard about the rule that male officer cannot charge a female after 6 p.m. if they break any traffic rules. So male officer cannot stop her. So is that rule right or wrong, or is there is
Yeah, yeah. If if there is a traffic check in which a female is stopped by a cop, the cop is male, and it's after 6 p.m., then the female can ask for a lady officer to check. That is there, yeah.
So, Parth, in case I take a bike from my friend, is there any problem that I will fall in trouble if I take my bike of my friend and I have all other documents? So, is there any problem if police stops me?
There is no problem in it, but you should have the accurate documents. Okay, like you cannot drive a four-wheeler having a license of a two-wheeler. So you should have valid documents. And if you're driving, in that case, having valid documents, you're driving a vehicle of someone else. It's not a problem.
Okay. So, one question which comes to my mind, like sometimes I've seen many videos that police treat that person unfairly. So in that case, what we can do as a citizen?
Not only in case of traffic police, but any other police official also. If they tend to harass us or misbehave with us, and if we want to complain against it, so we can approach the police complaint authority in the area of jurisdiction, and we can go in person, or we can also fax, or we can post. Now, what should a PCA, that is public PCA, that is police complaint authority, contain? So it's basically, if you are posting it, or you're going to post it, then what details should it have? It should have, first of all, your name, your personal details. Second of all, you should mention the police officer's name. There is a nameplate that he has on his chest, so you have to mention his name. Then you have to explain the scenario. You have to explain which place it happened, the scene happened at which place. And moreover, if also there was any eyewitness present with you, you can mention his names and details. And additionally, if there are any video proofs, or photos of injuries that you have faced, or video proofs of the incidents, then it would be much more helpful. Even a medical certificate from a doctor that someone has harmed this person, or someone has injured him very badly, is also working. So there is PCA you can approach, or above PCA, there is also Central Vigilance Commission, which you can approach in the same way. You can go in person, or you can fax, or you can post.
Previous answer, I'm getting one question, like who can stop us? Which police can stop us? The person who is wearing a white uniform or a khaki uniform? Like who can basically stop us and check our documents and all?
Okay. So the authority to stop public, and ask for documents is given to, first of all, it's obvious, it's RTO and traffic police. They have, but additionally, even ASI, PSI, and PI, they also have the charge to stop us and issue penalty to us. But no one below the rank of ASI, that is Assistant Sub Inspector of Police, no one below his rank, 1-star officer he is, no one below his rank can stop or ask, give us a challan, issue us a challan. They could stop, but they cannot issue us a challan unless and until there is anyone from RTO, traffic police, or
Below 1-star cannot officer cannot stop us.
yeah, they can stop, but they cannot issue a challan.
Okay.
They can stop, and maybe they'll call their seniors or some RTO official there, but they cannot issue a challan to you unless there's a senior official with them.
The traffic police which we see, they're wearing white uniform. They are 2-star, 3 stars, or they are something different.
Traffic police also have stars, but any of the traffic police will work. Any of the traffic police can stop it.
Okay, so the officer who is wearing khaki uniform, in that only below 1-star cannot stop us.
Yeah, yeah.
So above 1-star, 2-star, 3-star can.
1-star, 2-star, 3-star. 1-star is ASI, Assistant Sub Inspector of Police. 2-star is a Sub Inspector of Police, and 3-star is your police inspector. Only they can issue you a challan. Stop, even a Havaldar can stop, but issuing of challan can be done by ASI, PSI, or PI.
So that's a good. So, like Paarth, in this modern age, like I basically prefer to carry documents in digital format. So, is there a need to carry the original documents, or is it's fine to carry like digital copy in my DigiLocker app and all?
So recently only government has recognized a DigiLocker app in which you can virtually store your information like driving license, insurance, PUC, registrations, and all. And it's okay to carry it digitally also. Nowadays you don't require it physically, but it's okay to have it in digital.
Okay, good. So from this, one more question is coming to my mind. Like, in case, like for example, if I broke any rule, traffic rule, and in that scenario, like on that same day, a police can fine me 2 times on that same day, particular day.
For the same offense. Okay.
Yeah, like breaking traffic rules and all.
So they cannot fine you or issue you a challan for the same offense twice a day. Basically, if something like that happens, that you are stopped for the second time for the same offense in the day, then you can show the receipt of the earlier challan. the same day one challan. Earlier challan, if you show the receipt, they will give you. But if you are not having the receipt of the earlier challan, then they can issue you a second challan.
That's good. Okay. So what is the basic fine? Like, what's the amount?
Amount will depend in every state. Every state it depends. For every offense it depends. It could be 500, 1000, 1500, 2000.
Okay. So let's come back to PCA, Police Complaint Authority. So off camera, you were talking more about like station diary. So what's station diary?
See, station diary, I'll say it's basically like a encyclopedia for the police. In the police station, whoever is filing the FIR, the station diary is used by that person. It doesn't mean only that person has to use. Anyone else also can use, but only the police station for police members. But what does it contain? It contains the basic information about their jurisdictional area. So it will have how much of area is falling under their jurisdiction, the information of that. Then in their jurisdiction, there are how many schools, banks, public properties, gardens, and those informations. How many cases are unsolved, criminal cases are unsolved. Information like these general informations are contained in the station diary, which they refer to while filing an FIR or even general use.
So let's talk about some misconception, which even I have that some of the misconception, and even public has. So even many of the people think that the officers earn by the number of arrests. Means more the arrest means more the arrest equals more the amount of money, more the amount of revenue they earn. Is that true, or what's going on here?
Does not earn money by arresting people. If a person makes even 1000 arrests in a day, in a month, or 2 arrests in a month, he will be given the same salary of the same rank of police personnel, I'm saying. So they are not given extra perks or extra privileges or extra money on the number of arrests they make. It's not like that. It's not how it works.
Even that people thinks more the arrest, the career growth will increase.
Yeah. No, it's not like that. If we talk about in career growth, a police officer who has arrested 1000 criminals so far, and simultaneously a police officer who has arrested only 2 people so far, by answering exams and showing the will that the second police personnel who has arrested 2 people, he can get promoted by examination means. Whereas a person who has arrested 1000, he won't get if he's not showing the ethics, basically the core values that the police should have, and not showing interest in examination or so. So in those cases, that police personnel who has arrested 1000 criminals can't go ahead. So promotion will be given to the second case. It's not based on the number of arrests you make.
So what in some I've heard that many people say that they have bias towards their family members. Even their family members commit some crime, or they have bias towards officers have bias towards their officer, their relatives. Is that true, or it's it's only for few officers they have bias towards the relatives?
Everyone will be biased. Those who are very faithful to the country, faithful to the people, they won't do it. They won't feel good while doing it, but they still have to do it because it's their duty. But I can't exactly say if all are so faithful towards their duty. There could be some who save their family members. So here we can actually have a task for your audience. What we can do is we'll ask the audience to comment down common misconceptions they have about police, or some questions they want us to ask police itself. So what we'll do is we'll personally go to the police station, we'll catch hold of some police officer, and we'll ask those questions directly to him. And then these answers can be uploaded later on in the form of shorts or some short video on our channel.
Okay, so that's a good thought, good idea. Audience, I want you to comment down below your common misconceptions about police, and we will try our best to answer those questions in the YouTube shorts. So that's a good idea, Paarth. So let's continue. So in some scenario, in the front of police, we see that sometimes we mistreat or we unfairly treat the police. So what can police do to us? Like, very curious to know the answer.
See, we unfairly treat, so they
Like, sometimes if they use abusing words, and yeah, if police use abusing words in the routine check or etc., and in return, we without like we go for a fight with police. So what they will do in this scenario? Like, very curious to know this.
I'll to say, if you are not a lawyer advocate, do not think about engaging in a fight with police. If police personnel does anything which he should not do, like misbehavior, or he raises his hand on you, you can approach to the PCA, as I have said earlier. But you personally do not try to fight back to them, because they can arrest you on several, meaning on a few cases that IPC says they can get you arrested. So I'll say, if you want to complain, you first go to a lawyer and then file a report in the PCA. But do not go to engage in a fight with police unless you are a lawyer and an advocate.
Okay. So, okay, let's take one scenario, like if there is an officer and he's using abusing words, and this time I don't fight with him back. So I thought of filing an FIR. So previously you said that I can file an FIR in the, like what you said, PCA, right?
FIR is filed in the local police station.
Okay.
FIR is separate and PCA is separate. FIR is when I have to complain about some crime which someone else has done. If I want to complain against a police personnel,
Yeah.
then I have to file a PCA. So PCA is separate and FIR is separate.
So complaint against police should be filed in the PCA.
Which is a separate authority. You will not find it in the police station. In your local police station, you will not find a PCA. It will be a separate authority.
And what about FIR?
FIR is in your jurisdictional area. So if I'm in a particular area and there is some offense which I want to report, so that will be in the form of FIR to the local police station. So FIR is separate and PCA is separate. So what if if the police officer doesn't file my FIR? What should I do in that case? So if the local police is not filing your FIR, you can approach the senior police officials, that is the superintendent of police, you can approach. And even if he is not filing the FIR, then you can also approach the district magistrate. You will surely get help. Okay. So Paarth, is there a difference between a stop and an arrest? Or there is no difference and they both are same? See, stop is basically a temporary kind of thing. So in stop, a police does not have to arrest you. There's no long procedure involved in stop. A police will, if in case of traffic police, stop, usually only traffic police will stop you, and others are usually very serious. Khaki police are very serious. They arrest you directly for offences. Otherwise, they don't usually tend to stop. So stop work only traffic police does. So if a traffic police is stopping you, that will just be a temporary thing. It's just he wants to check your documents and do his duty. So it's a temporary thing. There are no long procedures involved. He'll just check and then he'll leave you. But in case of arrest, it's a long procedure. When someone is getting arrested, then police has to record the information on arrest memo, details about the scene. Then they have to, have an arrest warrant with them. So it's a long procedure. Arrest is a long procedure. You need to be, presented in front of a magistrate or a court within the next 24 hours if you're detained. So that's a long procedure. Arrest is a long procedure. Okay. So let's take another scenario. Like, if a person commits a crime and the police wants to search his entire property. So what's the procedure of search warrant and how it works? Procedure of search. Yeah, search warrant. If a person has committed a crime, search warrant will be issued by any competent court or a magistrate. Yeah. And how it usually works. So without search warrant, police cannot search the property and all, right? No, police cannot search. Police cannot search and arrest without a search warrant. But there is an exception. If the crime is a cognizable offense and the person is a very highly, highly suspected, there is sort of evidence against him. So in such cases, in case of cognizable offenses like murders, rapes, such cases, kidnapping, in those cases, police can act without having a warrant. But in regular cases, if they are suspicious or they do not have evidence, and if it's not a cognizable crime or offense, then police needs to have a warrant with them before searching or arresting you. The warrant is issued by the magistrate or any competent court. Now, what details you have to check on the warrant is what details the warrant will have. It's basically, first of all, it will have your name and your personal details.
Okay.
Second of all, it should have the offense that you have done. Mainly, that's important to know what offense you have done. Thirdly, it will mention the name of the official who has come to arrest you. It's not compulsory that a police officer only will come. Maybe some other personnel comes, government official only, but other personnel comes. But basically the name of the person who will come for your arrest will be mentioned on the warrant. Then it should be signed by a magistrate, and it should have a
Only magistrate can sign the search warrant.
no, nothing like that. Even your judge can sign.
Okay.
Magistrate is also a lower class judge. So he can sign, and there should be a seal of the court also on the warrant. These are the basic things you need to check for. 5 things that you need to check on a warrant.
So, considered like while searching, they find some evidence, and they want they are using force on that person. So, and so okay, leave this scenario. What in some scenario, like we see that the police is using unusual force on someone. So, what should we do in that, or what are our rights in that case?
See, if police is using unusual force which is just not required, you can just go and complain. If you have not done anything and just police is trying to arrest you, or they are trying to, show you the power of their authority, so you can just go and complain.
Is there any rules like police should keep in mind while using their force? Is there any or like they should maintain like something anything?
No, police just cannot come and raise their hands on you or just fire at you. They just cannot do like that. They are also bound by some rules. If they overrule those things, then obviously we as people have the right to complain. And now, when it comes to force, considerable amount of force needs to be used for the right thing. It's not like if I'm riding a bike and just because I didn't stop at the right time. When he showed me hand, I didn't stop, and I stopped a little in front. He just cannot come and hit me or push me out of the vehicle or thrash me down. So he just cannot do that. Considerable amount of force for things police has to take care of.
So, Parth, now I'm going to ask you a very common and very cliche question because, like, I have one follow-up question for you. Okay, so that cliche question is, what are the documents we need to carry while driving? Like, what are the basic documents?
Are very important to carry. It could be in the form of digitally in DigiLocker, or it could be physically. But these 4 documents you should carry. Those are insurance papers of the vehicle, then your PUC pollution under control certificate, then registration, and your driving license. Most importantly, the valid driving license. It's not like you're possessing a license for a 2-wheeler and you're riding a 4-wheeler, so it will not be accepted. You need a valid driving license.
Yeah, not expired one.
Not expired, not for some other vehicle.
So, okay, here is my follow-up question. Like, consider a case like wherein I have all the documents required and I'm driving my car. So, like, and the police stops me for a routine check and all. And while they are asking a question, while they are asking some sort of questions, and in return I give them false answers or wrong answers, and in one case could be like I don't answer at all. So, in that case, what they can do?
As I told you all earlier, it is the duty of the police to ask you all for documents, and it is our duty to show our documents to them.
Yeah.
To comply with what they ask us. We have to answer their questions basically. If in case we are not answering their questions, then we can a case can be filed against us under IPC section 179, in which we could be imprisoned for a term which could extend to 6 months, or a fine which could extend to 1,000 rupees, or both could be given.
Hmm.
That is in case if we are not answering a question that we are supposed to answer to a public servant. And if we are furnishing false information to the public servant, then also same thing can happen. Then also we could be imprisoned for a maximum term of for a term which may extend for 6 months, and we could be imposed a fine upon of around rupees max to max rupees 1,000 rupees, or both could be. You know. Now there's a third case also. It's not a case basically, but I'll just would like to inform. You didn't ask me directly in the question. Now what happens if like suppose I am driving a vehicle and four-wheeler, and I am wearing seat belt and I possess the documents. But basically, police stops me, and I am angry on them because I am wearing a seat belt. Why do you stop me? I'm not going to show you documents. So these are non-compliance to orders, obviously. So separate case will be filed on me. But if you are to be there in that scenario, you're coming behind me on a two-wheel. You obstruct the person. You are like I at that moment I am cool.
Yeah.
Obstruct the traffic police and you ask him like my friend is wearing the seat belt. Then why did you stop him?
Hmm.
So in such a case, if you're obstructing the public servant from carrying out his duty, then a case will be filed against you under IPC section 189, in which you could be imprisoned for a term which could extend to 3 months, or a fine could be imposed upon you of max to max 500 rupees, or both could be given. So it's highly dangerous for friends also to interfere in the matter. If I'm going ahead and you're coming behind and a police.
So basically, it is seen where like between the friends, a group of friends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If I'm going and you are my friend, like if you are riding and he stops you, and to show off, like
Yeah.
I can come and like I'm on behalf of you, I'm talking to the police in a rude way.
So do not show your possessiveness in
Yeah.
police is also doing his duty, and if they are being obstructed by someone, they also know what to do now. Do not go for that thing, they can straight away detain you.
So Parth, that was wonderful. I didn't knew previously that there are certain IPC sections, like if I interfere with police and in some matters and all. I didn't knew this. There are such IPCs available. So, can you give me additional information? Like I've heard somewhere, like from Crime Patrol or any other movies and all, like there is a difference between IPC and CRPC. Like I don't know what's the difference between them.
So see, IPC and CRPC both are different. IPC stands for Indian Penal Code and CRPC stands for Code of Criminal Procedure.
Okay.
So what IPC tells is IPC gives us a differentiation between what is a crime and what is not a crime. What should be considered what is not a crime, and it will also suggest punishments for it. And what is CRPC? CRPC is how to proceed if there is a conduct of certain crime. So it will contain information like which rank officer is supposed to investigate certain case, who is supposed to investigate, then procedure, in what way you have to go on with a certain case. If there's a murder case, then how you have to go in that case. So, or maybe the punishment or the amount, so certain things, these things will be mentioned. The procedure, how you go with a case is mentioned in the CRPC. Otherwise, what is wrong and what is right, not right basically, but what's wrong is mentioned in the IPC.
IPC means like, correct me if I'm wrong, like IPC means like a set of like scenarios, cases available in IPC, and their actions or procedures are available in CRPC, right?
Briefly, yeah.
So Parth, that was a good podcast, good episode, and I want to continue these episodes like in further upcoming episodes. We will discuss more about laws and legal rights and everything. And even I have more questions about lawyers and how to proceed and FIRs and more other questions and all. So I want to talk to you about more about this. But for today, stop it here only. And audience, if you like this podcast, like please subscribe to this podcast. And I'll mention all the links or social media handles of Paarth Patil. You can follow him on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, and all other social media handles. So Parth, it was good meeting you. So thank you for meeting.
Thank you.
Until then, see you next time.